feel like my hair is out of control today. Hello book friends, it's Alyssa. Welcome back to the channel. Hello if you are new. I am sitting here during the daylight hours on a rather cold and snowy day, just trying to film as much content as I can for you guys before I go back to work and into my little nighttime hovel. So we're going to start off with a video that I've had planned for quite some time, and we have a slightly different angle today. I have you like on top of my monitor. We're going to see how this goes. It feels a little strange, but I got inspired to do this many moons ago by another creator by the name of Guilty Feet, and I will link their original video down below. But they were talking about their white whale books. They're books that they keep meaning to read, but for some reason they either don't finish, or they just don't pick up, or they like find ways to avoid them. So I made a list of my 5 white whale books, and one of them is sort of embarrassing because I feel like I'm halfway through. I need to finish, and the other one, I don't know if I'll ever finish, but let's just get into them, okay? While I stare at my weird hair in this, I think I'm just not used to seeing myself in daylight. Anyway, let's get right into it with my 5 white whale books. I encourage you, if you make videos, to make your own version of this, because I would love to see what everybody has as theirs. And then also, I would love to know if you don't make videos. You know, not everybody here makes videos, but if you don't make videos, I would love to know what your white whale books are as well. So just drop them in the comments. Anyway, just jumping in. So we'll start with the only non-like lit fic thing on this entire list, and that is the Foundation Trilogy by Isaac Asimov. And I think why I'm so afraid to read this is that so far in my experience with like reading the canonical texts of SFF, I haven't been it's been a mixed bag. Dune was abysmal. I really hated Dune. I know that it has its like staunch supporters of people that are diehard Dune fans, but like I didn't enjoy it. And I only keep it on my shelves as a reminder that I didn't enjoy it, so that I don't then go out and try to, I don't know, read the series. I know that I've had people tell me that I should read book 2 and I'll like it more, but after the Red Rising experience that I've been having, I don't trust that. I'm not reading further into a series to see if I like it. If I can't get through book 1, if I don't like book 1, I'm moving on. But anyway, so I have like this hesitancy around these canonical texts. Lord of the Rings was fine. I did enjoy myself. I still really, I think, love the cinematic nature of the movies over the text of the book itself, but that may just be because that's my first real introduction to Lord of the Rings was the movies, so I have that like nostalgic attachment to it. But you know, I did enjoy the books. It was a fun experience. I like understanding the whole fandom more now. I like seeing the ways that Tolkien has been an inspiration for different books that I've read and series that I enjoy, etc., etc. But now I'm coming down to this, and I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. And I feel like I've heard sort of mixed things about it, and I know it's sort of canonical in sci-fi, but I just don't know if I gotta do it sometime, but I don't know if that time is now. And with all of these, if you feel like I just need to read them, give me your like elevator pitch for why I need to either not be afraid or I need to pick them up immediately or whatever. I would love for you to try to convince me. I'm here to be convinced, but it will happen one day. But in all honesty, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. Next is probably the only completed work of Jane Austen's that I have not read because I find the general storyline very tedious. Most of the Jane Austen books that I have read, I saw as BBC dramatizations before I ever read the books as a child, because my mom had them on VHS and we would watch them, and I absolutely loved them. I remember we were away, I can't remember where we were, but we were away when the BBC like A&E miniseries version of Pride and Prejudice came out, and so we made sure that we were home, and by home, back in the hotel room, so that we could watch it, because that's how excited we were to watch it. But then there's Mansfield Park, and this is my edition of Mansfield Park. I always think it's bigger than I think it is. Like, in my head, this book is like this big, but it's clearly not. But I just don't, the dramatizations never really did it for me. The whole premise of the story doesn't do it for me, but I've read almost everything else, so like I kind of need to read it. But every time I'm like, this will be the year that I read Mansfield Park, I'm like, I don't want to, because like Fanny Price is just she's not a compelling heroine to me. I don't care. This one might be the hardest one for you to convince me to read it. I think this one might be the hardest. But if you can do it, please try in the comments. Mansfield Park. I know I got it, but I have another one that's been sort of tainted by the cinematic interpretation, and that is Boris Pasternak's Dr. Shivago. And I have 2 copies of this. I have this paperback edition. I also have a really nice hardback, but I am so scared that like I'm not gonna like this, and that's somehow gonna taint my experience with the movie. Which is the first movie I ever watched on my first ever DVD player, and I love that movie. I love the Ice Palace. Like, I love the costumes, I love the music, I love the story, I love it all. I love the history of this story and like Boris Pasternak writing it. I just am so scared to read this. And I think the only way I'm going to get through this is if I do this as a buddy read with somebody. So I guess if you are watching and you are planning on reading this in 2024 beyond, let me know, and perhaps I can be convinced to read this with you. Maybe I just need moral support to get through it. And by through it, I mean to like start and find out that I love it. But I'm so scared. What if I hate it? And then all this time, I've just been like thinking it's one thing and it's really another, and I don't like it. I'm so afraid of this book, and it's irrational. It's absolutely irrational, but I'm afraid of it. This brings us to the 2 books that I have started. One we have talked about quite a bit on this channel, and I have still yet to read it or finish it or restart it. I did a poll, like most people said to restart it. All my friends read it. I thought that I was going to do this as a buddy read. Couldn't even finish it then. I think the fact that I know how it ends also ruins this for me, because like I know where we're going. Why do I need to read it? But that's Anna Karenina. I have read about this much of Anna Karenina twice. I could have finished it in the amount of times that I have read almost half of it in my life. Never finished it. And I don't even mind Tolstoy's writing. I like Tolstoy's writing. Tolstoy is like, it's so accessible and funny and detailed and wonderful, and I know this is going to be tragic and it's going to break my heart, and there's like romance and betrayal and just emotions. Can't get past here. Can't. I put it down and then I forget it, and then I just forget it, and I moved on with my life, and I never pick it back up again. And then I'm like, oh my God, then I have to pick it back up, start reading from the beginning again, and I get to about the same place, and it happens again. It happens again. It keeps freaking happening, and I don't know what will get me to finally finish this book. Or maybe I just need to give up. If I can't do it a 3rd time, I may just have to be like, you know what, Tolstoy, you're cool, but like, it's not you, it's me. And then finally, so I really thought that Lipro could do this in 2023, and Lipro did not do this. Lipro failed. Lipro has been stuck on this book for months, and I can't help him. And that's Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. And I that's as far as I am. This is my bookmark for the footnotes because this I can't do this flipping back and forth. I think I would be fine with this book if I didn't have to keep flipping back and forth between footnotes. I think if the audiobook just played the footnotes into the text and read them to me instead of just forgetting them and not even saying them, I think that would help me. Maybe reading it physically on a Kindle so I could just tap the footnotes and not go back and forth like a game of tennis, as someone said to me. I don't even like tennis. That is also a big problem with this book. I don't even like tennis. I can't, I have stalled so early on and I can't, but then I was reading How Not to Unalive Yourself, and it talks a lot about David Foster Wallace, and it talks a lot about things that get talked about in Infinite Jest. And I'm like, yes, I'm very interested in the things that get brought up. One of my favorite parts that I've read so far, of the very little of this book that I've read, is a whole discussion of wanting to unalive yourself, and not because you want to be dead, but because you just don't want to have any pain anymore. And I thought it was a really beautiful way of explaining like mental anguish and mental health issues. But no, can I finish this book? I can't finish it. But you know what I got? I got my favorite comment I ever got outside of being a literary chauvinist was the comment I got on this reel about this book. Someone said that all of my opinions essentially are invalid because I have a Funko Pop. And that's what I did to anger the lit bros on Booktube. This is just a quick video to show you my 5, I'm gonna drop these, very chunky, very heavy, very scary white whale books that I can't seem to either start or finish. And I guess stick around, subscribe, and all of that fun stuff, because maybe I'll get through some of these in 2024. If I get through one of these in 2024, I think I'll be proud of myself. Maybe. Anyway, that's my pile. I'd love to know yours, like I said in the beginning. Yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video, whatever it may be, because it's my channel and I can do whatever I want. Bye.
So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be.